Hello, fam. Iona Renee here, domesticated me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. I just want you to make it a great day. So, today's topic is about being a little selfish while you're healing. Yes, being selfish. And I know the word selfish has a negative connotation. I know that when you say selfish, people are like, oh, you're being selfish. I'm telling you that while you're healing, you have to be a little selfish. You have to be selfish with your time. You have to be selfish with your resources. And you have to be selfish with your emotional deliverance, like things that you give emotionally. I'm talking about us encouragers out there, people that like to encourage people, people that like to pray. You have to be selfish with those things. You have to be selfish with your finances, givers. You have to be selfish with your finances. Hey, you got to be selfish with your time. You need time for yourself. And sometimes you're not going to be able to pick up the phone for the people you picked up the phone for before. You're not going to be able to do it because you're in a stage where you're trying to get your bucket refilled. And when you're healing, you need a little bit more of a gap so that you're able to heal so you can continue to do some of those things that you did before because you're such a wonderful person, right? And that's really what I'm going to talk about today. And I hope that you guys enjoy the conversation and the stories that I'm going to tell. So I'm going to start with a story from a friend. We were talking about this one time. She's a giver, and we were talking about blessing people and being able to discern who to bless and when to bless them, because sometimes we can bless a person and it turns out to not have been a blessing for them, and we should have never done it. That's kind of how the conversation started. So she said, okay, I heard in my spirit, my God sense, my conscience, that my friend needed a suit. So I followed it. She said I followed the consciousness, the spirit, and I went and I bought her. I went to the boutique to buy her a suit. She said as soon as she walked in, she seen the suit. It was a blue suit, she said. She said, and I was like, that's the suit I'm buying for my friend. So she said, I want that one. And as she began to walk around the boutique, she said, well, I'm gonna buy her two. Ego. So she bought two. She bought the two suits, gave them to her friend. A couple of days later, her friend called her and said, oh, thank you so much for those suits. The blue one was perfect. I needed it for such and such, and it went perfect for why I needed it. She said, the other one, I sold it. So my friend was like, she sold it. What? So immediately, what she intended to be a blessing caused her hurt and pain. She needs to heal from that now. Why does she need to heal from that? But she caused it herself, right? Because she overblessed. She overgave. How can you overbless and overgive, Iona? Easy. Some things are not a blessing. That's just all it is to it. When we hear in the spirit, then we should be guided by that spirit, by the conscious, by the God sense that is inside of us, giving us the answer. Don't overdo it. Do not overdo it. I'm telling you, because if you do, you're going to get hurt and you're going to need healing from it. Because she needed to heal from that. And once she realized what the spirit told her, and she really looked internally and stopped blaming her friend for what she thought was betrayal for her selling something that she bought her, she realized that it was really her. She should have never given it in the first place. She should have bought the one suit and left it at that. And so a lot of times we will go to the extreme and not know. Okay, prayer warriors and and emotional encouragers. Yeah, us too. Us too, right? We get those texts every day because you're part of the prayer circle. You get people calling you every day because they know who you are. Encouragers are easily spotted. People know to call you. People know to talk to you because they know that you're going to pour so much of yourself out in order to encourage them, in order to see them well, and they want it. You need to know when to tell people you can't. You're healing. And there's no embarrassment in that, especially for the prayer warrior. I really want to talk to the prayer warrior right now because I know how that is. We can be in the midst of our own emotional issues where we're trying to heal and we're still trying to hold that rope. Hold it. That's what they call it. Hold that rope, But sometimes we need to loosen the rope for our own self, our own healing. And yeah, people in our world is not going to understand that we're going to be brand new, acting different, changing up. We're going to be all those things. But you have to do it. You have to change up. You have to be brand new. You have to be acting different because you're healing. You're healing. And your resources, your time, and your emotional stability counts on you being selfish. Because when you're doing something, you can continue to hurt yourself, hurt yourself, hurt yourself. So for me, when it comes to finances, because I too am a blesser, for many years I would pray and I would say, God, make me a blessing so that I can be a blessing. I am a lender, not a borrower. All those things that you say when you are encouraged to give. Now, the one thing that keeps me out of trouble in that is I never give what I cannot give. I don't really loan. I only give what I can give. So if I can't give it, I'm just gonna say no, regardless if I have it or not. So I think I got that one kind of down packed at a lot of things. I'm just not. If I can't, I'm not giving you my gas money. I'm not giving you my car note money. I'm not giving you my note. I mean my house note. I'm not giving you any of that. So that, next week when you can't pay me back, me and you aren't gonna be friends anymore because I gave you something that I never could give you. That's really not a blessing. And I learned that from my grandmother over a quarter. I mean, literally, I loaned my oldest brother a quarter. He probably won't remember this, but I do. And if you're watching, buddy, I remember it. I want my quarter back, as a matter of fact, because you never paid it back. I ain't got a spanking for it. But I learned a lesson because my grandmother told me back then, don't you ever lend nothing that you're not willing to give. And that quarter meant a lot to me because back in the day, that was penny candy, cookie, the skin man who was frying skin at his home, or 2 Freezy cups and some penny candy. I mean, you come up with a quarter. So I learned not to give what I needed or what I wanted way back when. So I really don't do that. But I can be a person that will feel as if I'm obligated in certain things emotionally. And that's that prayer thing. And that's that encouragement. Even when I'm not feeling too well, I feel like I got to encourage a person. I got to give it to them. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to encourage people. I'm here for that. So I can get caught up in that. And that's why it's easy for me to tell you I have had to do it. I've had to do it. I've had to tell people I'm not, right now I'm not emotionally well. I know who I am, but I need a little encouragement myself. So sometimes you have to be able to tell people. You have to be able to tell the person that's sending those messages for you to pray, the leader of the prayer circle, don't send me so many because right now I need to be on the prayer request. And I can't be on the prayer request and still give them myself the way I was giving before. I might can give at 50% when before I was at 80%, or maybe I was even at 100%. I would answer every single prayer call. I would answer every single person that prayed. They call me, pick up the phone. Sometimes you can't talk to people when you're healing. You got to be a little selfish. You got to be a little selfish with your time. So I I was quite selfish for a bit of time, and it does help. It does help. It helps you to refill your bucket. So there's times when you won't pick up those phone calls. Now, I'm going to tell you something. People in your world, again, will not understand why you are doing what you're doing, why you changing up, why you brand new. All of these things that you will go through. Um, Maybe even lose some friends, but you probably needed to lose them. You might even lose some family members, but you probably needed to lose them. Oh, Iona, even my family? Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. It could be your mama, your brother, your sister, your cousin. I don't care who it is. Some people are going to have to leave in a certain season in your life. They are going to have to leave. They're going to have to get up out of there because you're giving too much of yourself, and it's causing you not to be able to heal because you're still pushing into it. You're still pushing into it. You're still pushing into it. So be a little selfish. Be a little selfish and say, "Hey, I need a little space. I need a gap so that during this gap I can heal. And when I'm healed, I'm coming back full force." Because it doesn't change the fact that I'm an encourager. It doesn't change the fact that I'm a giver, whether that's financially or of my time, that I need a little rest, that I need to kind of just step back a little bit. So when time comes when some people have to be released because of seasons, then go ahead and release them, fam. Go ahead and release them. Now, because I kind of keep these short, this is going to be my love, life, and laughs. And this is definitely going to be about life. Life comes with a lot of ups and downs, and of course, turnarounds. There are different seasons where different things are happening in your life, and you're going to have to know who's supposed to be there. The people may look like you, or the people might not look like you. The people might have the same culture as you, or the people might not have the same culture as you. But we need to learn to engage as humans with each other so that we can learn. Why are you here for that season? What are you going to teach me? It's one thing to have friends 30, 40 years, but where's your new friends at? Where are those friends that can bring you more, that can energize you? Where are those friends at in your life? Where are those that don't look like you? Where are those that don't talk like you? Where are those people? Those people are meant to be in your life in a season too. There's a season for differences so that your life is built in a very, very colorful way. And I don't just mean colorful. I mean in a way that introduces you to a world you never knew. And it doesn't change who you are just by learning about other people. So let's get out there and see what season we're in and who we're really supposed to be engaging with at this time. So, with that being said, hey, did you get your still time today? 20 minutes? Or you just still at 5? You moved to 10 or 15? Where you at with that still time? I told you, you're going to be energized if you really get into it. Your meditation is also the way to your healing. Get inside yourself with a little meditation today. I'll see you next time on Domesticated Me. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, because it's a twofer, and like and share. Thank you all. See you next time.